Hello, welcome to Godfather Barbecue and Italian. So we're continuing on with our soup series, okay? Wintertime, even though we're in Cape Cod, and it's 55 degrees out December 28th, so I don't get that. But anyway, wintertime, definitely right time for soup. And we got what I think, in my opinion, is the holy grail of Italian soups. Italian wedding soup, okay? I've had a lot of requests, made a lot of promises. I'm going to deliver today. This, folks, is a soup you can make. You probably get 90% of the ingredients. Again, simple, easy, delicious. This is what we do. This soup, if you, a couple little twists or nuances that are important that I'll walk you through. If you make it like this, it's going to be not the generic Italian wedding soup you have at every wedding, which, by the way, from my understanding, my grandmother used to call it monestra, which means the marriage in Italian, but it's really, and the way it's been explained to me, it's about the marriage of the vegetables and the meats, and the stock that you use that makes it a wedding soup. Okay, so hopefully that doesn't disappoint anybody, but that's what I've been told. But you feel as you will. So let's walk through the ingredients real quick. You're going to need three to four tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil or any type of olive oil. Going to use 8 cups of chicken stock. Now, here's one of the nuances I want to explain to you. Okay, if you don't have homemade stock, it's okay. But please, if you can, get chicken bone broth. It's going to give that soup that the the liquid a very special consistency. Okay, because of the bone marrow. It's a game changer. I promise you. If you can only get stock, it's still going to be wonderful. Don't freak out. Okay, salt, pepper. I've got one small onion, 2 carrots, and two sticks of celery diced. Make sure you dice them like that evenly. You want the vegetables to cook all at the same time. Another game changer or important fact that I believe makes the soup taste delicious as well is I use escarole. Okay, questo si chiama escarole in Italian. So this is going to give a real nice flavor too. I'm going to use a head of this, okay? So as you can see here, they're not very large, but try to get a decent sized one. Very important you clean these good. Wash them. I've only rinsed the outside. I'm going to, before I shred this, make sure because they can be sandy and have some dirt in them, okay? They grow on the ground. I'm going to shred these into about 2 by 2 strips, okay? Just, you'll see before I put it in. Got the meatballs. Don't freak out. You're going to see how we make these in a minute. Real simple. These are going to be delicious. That's 1 pound of 80/20 ground beef. We're going to use 3/4 of a cup of, I like dentellini. Now, you can use whatever pasta you like. Some people like orzo. Some people like pastina. Some people like acini di pep. Those are all acceptable forms, but it's got to be small. Okay. So 3/4 of a cup of that. And then the other nuance that we feel really adds a special twist is at the end we kind of turn it into a stracciatella, which is an egg drop version of this. We've got 2 scrambled eggs here, and we're going to combine that with a couple of tablespoons of Parmesan. I want to mix it up at the very end. I'm going to drizzle it over, put it in, and that is also going to carry some nice flavor throughout the soup. So I'm excited about this, Tina. I hope you are. I know you love this.
Joe loves it. He calls it green soup.
Yeah, our son Joe, when he was a baby, can you make the green soup? So let's get going. We'll see you at the stove. All right, let's make the balls. So I'm going to do this ahead of time. I know it's coming in later in the video because I like to let them sit for about a half an hour. These are just your standard Italian meatball, okay? Nothing fancy. I'm even, at this point, I'll use just some jarred garlic. Doesn't have to be fresh. Your parsley will. So we're gonna have salt, pepper, a little bit of water. I got 1 pound of 80/20 ground beef, 1 egg, fresh parsley, some pecorino romano cheese. We're gonna use a couple tablespoons of that. We're gonna use about 1/3 of a cup of plain Italian breadcrumbs, and that's it. This comes together quick. So we're gonna use just about what I got left here. About 1.5 teaspoons of garlic. I'm gonna use about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. This happens to be kosher salt. Same thing with the pepper. Beautiful. Add our parsley. It's about 2 tablespoons of parsley. And you can do chicken, you can do turkey, whatever this happens to be, beef. 80-20 is the best for texture and fat. So that's 1 egg. I'm going to go in with a couple tablespoons of the Romano. Deeper ones. Again, about a third cup of, half a cup of breadcrumbs per pound. A little bit of water, a couple ounces of water. That's the secret to a moist meatball. And we're just going to softly mix this up. You don't have to overwork it. That water's the key. We do have a couple meatball videos on the channel. Please do go back and watch them for more specific types of meatballs. There's one in there where we do them 3 ways. Put them all on a plate, roll them all out small. And as crazy as that is, what was that, a minute and a half? You have meatballs, okay? I'm going to take these individually. I'm going to roll them to just like that. You'll see them when they're on the plate. All right, so we're going in with sofrito, which is carrot, celery, and onions. I'm going to just saute these until they're soft. 7 to 8 minutes or so usually does it. I'm going to also assist that process with some salt to help the onions sweat. A little pepper. And while that's going, I'm going to go shred up my escarole. And I meant to say, if you can't find escarole, it can be tricky. You can use spinach, you can use kale, you can use Swiss chard, any type of that leafy green endive, anything like that will work. But escarole, if you can, is worth trying to find. If not, my second go-to is baby spinach. All right, so these are nice. Starting to get a little color on them. So I don't really want that. So I'm going in, again, 8 cups of your bone stock. All right, so what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to let these vegetables in the stock marry for a little bit, about 15 minutes or so. Some people skip this step. I happen to like just to make sure. I mean, it just seems to, for me, help with the flavor a little bit. If you're in a hurry, you can skip this. This whole thing can be done, start to finish in a half an hour. It's crazy how good it is for such a short amount of time. So we'll see you in 15 minutes. All right, folks, while I'm waiting on this to come up to a boil and simmer, again, 10, 15 minutes, just wanted to take a minute and thank you for your support. The channel is growing like crazy. I don't know how. We're just blessed. So thank you. If you haven't yet and you like what you're seeing, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, real important, we've got 100+ videos on there. We've got everything from Parmesans to roast to briskets to ribs to every kind of Italian food. Come on back in after this video. Take a look around. You're bound to find something maybe you haven't cooked in a while, or maybe you'd like to cook. And I hope to think we do a good job at making it simple. But again, most importantly, thank you for your support. All right, so you can see here, I got it at a nice rapid simmer / boil. It's looking good. I'm going to come in with my pasta now and pay attention to the cooking time on this. And you can also cook this pasta on the side too. If you're concerned about not eating it all at one sitting and the pasta absorbing a lot of the stock when you put it in the fridge overnight, which it will. Not all of it, but if you're concerned about that, you can cook this on the side and then just add the pasta to it as you move through it, and then put your pasta in a Tupperware and refrigerate it separately. But this tends to go pretty quick. So This pasta is usually 10 to 11 minutes. So I'm going to give this a head start by about, I'm going to figure 6 minutes or so. Then I'm going to come back and put the meatballs in. Those are going to take about 6 to 8 minutes. And if you overcook them a little bit, it's fine because we get a little bit of water in there. They'll still be moist. And then the escarole is literally, a minute, 2 minutes. It's going to wilt right down. And, we're coming around the home stretch. So we'll see you in 6 minutes. The other thing too is now's a good time to check for seasoning, but keep in mind we use some salt to soften the vegetables up. And your beef stock or your chicken stock rather is going to be salty as well. I used regular stock, not salt free. So now's a good time to do that. But keep in mind, even beyond this, your meatballs have cheese and salt in them as well. But this happens to be perfect from that little bit I put. And I usually don't salt this, but again, if you have low sodium stock or you like it a little saltier, this is a good time to do that. We'll see in a few. All right, we're coming along nicely, smelling delicious. I'm gonna go ahead in with the meatballs. Smelling good, huh, Tina?
Yep.
Wow. Look at that. Pasta starting to cook a little bit. And also another thing on the pasta, I like to pull it about a minute before I think it's done because you're going to get a lot of carryover cooking. Obviously, it's in boiling stock. So if you can, right about where you say, this is almost done, shut it down. We'll see you soon. All right, so our pasta's getting near done. I would say it's probably get another 3 minutes or so. So I'm going to go ahead and add second to last ingredient, which is our escarole. Look at how nice and green, fresh that is. So I'm going to kind of just fold this in. All right, so we're just about at where the pasta's done, so I'm going to kill the heat. And I'm going in with our stracciatella, give that a little mix. I want to just real lightly drizzle this as I'm stirring it. Right, kind of like ribbons. All right, so Tina, you know what the best part of this is? For me, and you've been with me for many years, I always like to put cheese on my soup, grated cheese. But this, between the egg mixture and the meatballs, you don't even have to do that. All right. And I love, see, this is just the ratios we use between the pasta and the stock, just, in my opinion, give it the perfect balance of everything. So I'm going to get a little of that escarole, a little meatball, a little pasta. And the whole idea with that escarole is, unlike that one, to try to get it to be able to fit on the spoon without being a mess, So let's give this a shot. It's hot. I know. I'm going to probably burn my face off, but you're worth it. Mm. Wow. Words can't describe it. You taste everything in there. The marriage, the wedding. Sorry. Folks, try this. Easy, simple, delicious. I promise you. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you think, and give us some more soup ideas, please. And until the next time, thanks, and we'll see you then.